Today on the show, the Wallabies' secret weapon, the Tongan Thorn, Taniela Tupou. First, some All Blacks news. You know, they're my peeps and stuff. So the brand spanking new All Blacks coach Brad Moore is warming up to coaching the south side of the North versus South All Black trial on Saturday. That works, because people from the North would say the South is a separate country. Moore, the former Crusaders coach, was lured back by All Blacks management who paid $400k to buy him back from Scarlet Rugby in Wales. You know, in 2014, I coached against Moore in the Mid-Canterbury versus Poverty Bay Heartland semi-final.
How did you go?
Which we lost by 4 points. If it wasn't for the damn video analysis that Moore had access to, I would have been the All Blacks coach now. Or not. The Springboks might not be in the next rugby championship because the Six Nations in the Northern Hemisphere are trying to take them away from us.
We want to eat them and beat them.
Six Nations Vice Chairman Bernard Mad Bernie Laporte has revealed to the French media while eating a croissant that he wants the Boks to replace Japan, who pulled out of the competition because of COVID-19 crap. The 8 nations would involve the Six Nations team along with Fiji and potentially South Africa. Mad Bernie, you're making us mad. Okay, now it's time to chat to the Wallabies' secret weapon, the Tongan Thorn, Taniela Tupou, in lockdown in Brisbane. Sweet. Okay, now it's time to chat to the Wallabies' secret weapon, the Tongan Thorn, Taniela Tupou, in lockdown in Brisbane. Hey bro, are you stuck in one of Anastasia Palaszczuk's crappy hotel prisons, or are you just at home?
No, I'm just at home. As you can see, I'm in my room. I just moved here this week. I haven't, obviously I can't go to my old place and go to my bed and stuff. And, we've been playing and, have to isolate after the game. And so it's been unlucky, but, got to do what I got to do. And
congrats on the win against the Western Force, 57-5 a couple of weeks ago. How did you pull up?
Yeah, pretty sore to be honest, but it's good to get the win. Obviously you got the bonus point, and we needed that. Coming into the finals. It's been a while since last time we made the finals, but it's good for us. And now we've got the week off and another big game this weekend against the Brumbies. So looking forward to it.
So obviously on the back of that win, did you manage? The boys managed to get a smile out of Brad Thorn? He looks like an angry man sometimes. So.
You know him better than I do. You play with him, and he's gone. I'd say he's gone better now. It's a lot easier to talk to him now and trying to get a conversation started with him. Because man, when he first started, he just walk past you. You want to say something, but you can't because it's just. But now it's been 3 or 4 years, and we get to know him, and it's gone a lot better. So I thought he was happy, he's put a big smile on his face, and which is good. The boys have been working hard, Thorn's been working hard and making sure we do the things right. And
that's and I think from the public watching, we've seen a shift in the Reds, the culture and the performance, with the boys. So it's really good to see some of those results coming through. And speaking of training, you'd be pretty confident you'll be in the upcoming Wallabies squad. Is that going to be named soon? Do you know?
There's nothing's confirmed yet. We don't even know what we're going to do next year. We don't even know if we're going to have games against ABs or on the All Blacks. Or there's nothing to confirm. So I don't think they'll name a team. They'll wait until we know what we're going to do if there's games and hopefully they'll name a team after that. But obviously there's something I think everyone in Australia working hard towards to make the Wallabies team, and it's exciting because we've got a new coach, Dave Rennie. I don't know what to expect because I haven't played under him, but I'm pretty excited, and hopefully I've done enough to be in that team and play under him because
absolutely. Having Dave Rennie, the head of the Wallabies, that's certainly, I think, a lot of people and fans are looking forward to his involvement and seeing what he can bring after his success that he's had with the Chiefs. And speaking of training and eating well, has the nutritionist, how are you going with training and nutrition? Are you allowed to eat KFC? Have they pulled you back from that? How do you manage that?
Man, I think you'd know every team there's fat club. You know, if you're oversized, you're like, you'd be staying back and do extras. And I've been part of that, that club since I joined the Reds, and I think I'm one of the most experienced fat club in the fat club. I've been there since 2014, I think, and but yeah, at times I try so hard to obviously look after what I eat and stuff. As you know, as an islander,
Yeah.
I love food and stuff, and I mean I can't control myself, but then when I try to pass KFC and McDonald's, it's just
Oh, like all of us, like
but,
all of us.
yeah, it's been tough, but
Yep.
I'm pretty heavy too.
What's your weight, Nella, for the people at home and for aspiring props? What's your current weight? And I seen you pushing some awesome weight on the bench press the other day. Just give us some of those numbers.
Yeah, it's funny because before like 2 or 3 years ago, I used to be 130, 132.
Yep.
And it says on the internet that Taniela Tupou is 135. And I used to be
Yep.
so pissed off because, man, I'm not that heavy. That's 5 kilos up. But now I'm 137.
Yeah,
And
right.
it kept saying that I'm 135. I'm like, just keep it there. I'm making,
Yeah.
But you're like, now I'm 137, 136. And I've been, in the Corona when that break,
Yeah.
I couldn't run because of my Achilles, and there's nothing else to do but just lifting and stuff. And we did testing when we came back, and my best in bench was 175, 180.
Yep.
And I lifted 200, so it was pretty. I was pretty happy with that.
Awesome. 200 kilos on the bench. That's impressive. And I think the only other guy that I remember doing those sort of numbers was All Black prop Case Muse. When he was doing it, it was only like little short pushes, so I don't know if that actually count for Case, but I saw your effort on Instagram the other day, and you're obviously doing really well with your training, and at the weight you are, like, you carry it so well, which certainly makes you a weapon. So just going back a little bit, you're a YouTube sensation. You've got 1 million views on YouTube when you got your start playing for Sacred Heart College in Auckland. I used to go to Gisborne Boys High. I just wanted to ask you, did you play Gisborne Boys High your year?
Yes, we did. I'm trying to remember. I think we did.
Yeah.
It's funny because I went through my laptop yesterday from school and I saw these photos. And I'm pretty sure, I can't remember, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was Gisborne. We were playing. Is it red and black, your jerseys?
Yeah, all black jerseys with the red collar.
Yeah, something like that. I think we did. I just can't remember. It wasn't it was a preseason game.
Yeah, that's right. I think you guys might have won that game quite well.
I think so. Yeah.
I think we sent our second 15 team up. I think that's why you guys won. I think. But talking about your experience, how did you find that experience at Sacred Heart, playing against all the big Auckland schools, and how did you get to play for Sacred Heart? Did you come straight from Tonga? What was that shift for you? What did that look like?
So growing up in Tonga, obviously there's nothing much into you can't this much. It's not much in Tonga, and growing up there, you always wanted to go overseas just to look for a better future. And back then, they used to pick the Tonga under 12, Tonga under 14, and we'd go to Fiji and New Zealand on a tour and play their schools there. And back in 2010, I got picked in Tonga 14. We went to New Zealand and we played Sacred Heart, Auckland Grammar, and all those schools. And
yeah, right.
So went back after that tour. The coach told me that I got a scholarship to go to New Zealand and just study in Sacred Heart. And yeah, that's how it all started for me.
Yeah. Oh, that's fantastic. And that experience you got obviously at Sacred Heart set you up really well, for where you are now. And I know at the time, New Zealanders had high hopes of you becoming an All Black. I think the last time everybody was that excited was when we had the great John Olomu playing. We've seen him playing as a schoolboy for Wesley College. And you doing similar things as a front rower, for Sacred Heart. Everyone got a bit excited. What was the deciding factor for you to come to Australia, and look to represent the Wallabies?
Look, to be honest, like when that video came out, like I actually didn't know like what to do, because for me when I went to New Zealand, didn't think I'd be a rugby player.
Yeah.
So I went there because I got the opportunity to leave Tonga just
Mm.
so I can, go to
Yeah.
school, and I just wanted to like hurry up and finish school so I could start working and help my family.
Yeah.
That's what in my like, I wasn't even thinking about the All Blacks. I even,
Mm. Mm.
back then I was a big fan of the Wallabies when I was in Tonga, and that's about it. Like never thought
Yeah. Cool.
I'd ever can play for the Wallabies.
Yeah.
And so in my last year in school, played the game against Kelston, and I scored it 3 tries, and all the media, like
Yeah. Yeah.
they shared that video and stuff. And I think like a few months after that video went viral, kind of thought to myself, maybe there's something there for me, like in
Yeah.
footy.
Yeah.
And then obviously, you can ask any of my boys from school, like, what's the All Blacks and the Wallabies, and the whole school be sitting the other side, because I was boarding school and I was be by myself sitting there. They knew how, because I loved the Wallabies back then. And
Yep.
when that video went viral, and then these teams hit me up and stuff, and
Yep.
I just wanted to come here to Australia just because my family was here, and I was a big fan of the
Of the
Wallabies.
Wallabies.
But then, like, still, I didn't think I'd be
Yeah.
able
Yeah.
to like make it.
Yeah.
I just wanted to come here. My family's here. My like I was a big fan of the Wallabies, and
Mm.
but man, um, that's
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 not
how
what you
I
hear.
got here.
Yeah, and that's awesome because that's all about staying true to who you are. What you're passionate about with family, and like you're saying, you were always a fan of the Wallabies, and
Yeah,
good on you for making that decision. And
yeah,
congratulations on fulfilling that dream. So in 1996, I was playing first 15 rugby for Gisborne Boys. I think that was the year you were born. Um, with the size of your calf muscles at birth, I think the doctor thought it was twin babies being born. Were you a big baby? And what is your favorite food apart from KFC?
from what my mom said, I was pretty big.
Yep.
I think I was took her like I think it was up. I think 15 hours or something.
Yeah, a long time, eh?
Yeah, it was like pretty long. And my favorite food, I love everything, to be honest. I don't,
Yep.
I'm not too picky. Like growing up in the island, there was not much choice there. So whatever's in the table, you eat it. So when I came
Yep.
here, there's not like I'll eat anything, to be honest. Like
Yep.
I love my island food. I love everything.
Yep.
So if you give me anything, I'll eat it. So
So you haven't got the little spit with the pig on the roast. That must be one of
um,
your favorite.
I did it like 2 weeks ago. I've been doing it. I
Yeah,
did it
nice.
2 weeks ago here for the front rows
Yeah,
at the Reds. So we were pretty tight there. So start cooking up like the pig for them, and
yeah,
I'm
nice.
looking to do it again for the team after the season.
Awesome.
Hopefully, can cook like maybe two for the boys, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
good.
that's just for everybody at home, and that it's a really common theme with our Tongan brothers. No matter what team they play for or around the world where they are, they'll
Yeah,
often bring out a pig
yeah,
and put it on the spit, and we share that connection around that really good food. So I see you carrying on tradition really well. You're the best ball carrying prop in world rugby. So apart from that, what is it that Taniela is working on, at the moment in terms of bettering your game?
I think since I met Thorny, we've been working hard on my defense. There's something I've been uh, poor of, like something I've been working hard on, and plus scrumming, and just knowing my roles as front rowers. It's a lot different when you're playing in school. Like it can run as a prop and you can get away with it.
Mm.
And whereas in this level, if you can't scrum, if you don't know what you're doing, then you won't get picked in the team. So when I moved here in 2014, 2015, and then it took me nearly 2 or 3 years to debut in Super Rugby. Just shows how you can be a star in high school, but this is a different level. Like, if you don't know what you're doing, as a prop, like, you won't be able to play. So that's something I've been trying to work on. Obviously, I'm not perfect, but like, been working hard on that with Thorny, and that's something Thorny been wanting me to be better is knowing my role, and Ruck and more and scrum and stuff. So, and I think I've been improving, but there's also a room to work on. So
Yeah, nice. Certainly, we've certainly seen a lot of improvement in your scrummaging, which has been awesome. And you talk about defence and at that level of Super Rugby and international level. Like, I remember when I was in the All Blacks, we had a number of backs that actually struggled, with their foot position and body position when they were tackling. It's I think it's one of those things that you always have to
yeah,
practice, right? Because it's a really difficult task getting your right tickle technique. So
yeah, yeah.
that's awesome to hear. Just we've just got from the Kahu Rugby Sports page. This question comes in from Dave Dillon. Do you still have to be reminded to tape your ankles every training and every game?
When I saw that, it was quite funny because Dave Dillon. Obviously, when I moved to New Zealand, as you can see, like, you'll tell that I'm struggling. Like, I'm still learning the language.
Yeah.
When I was in New Zealand, obviously, there's one time I texted Aunt Dave. I was like, Dave, I'm sorry, I can't come training. And he was like, why is that? I was like, because of my ankle. But because I didn't know how to spell ankle at the time, I said A-N, like K-L-E. I used to like A-N, I said A-N-G-L-E, like angle.
Yeah.
Like, like, if I comment or say anything on Facebook, he'll always mention it to me. And when he said it, like, it just remind me of that time, and he'll always mock me for that. And but yeah, he at times I used to forget forget to strap my ankle, and Dave will always remind me. So, and Dave's a good man.
He is a good man. And we've just got another question from Luke Skipper. Would you ever switch to rugby league? And if so, what NRL club would you play for?
Oh, but I would. If the team asked me to go and play for them, I would. My team is Parramatta Eels.
Yeah, cool.
And just Fui Moimoi and Jared Hayne. I was a big fan of Fui, just how hard he ran with the ball and stuff. And I would have loved to. That's something I was, after during the Corona, I thought about play World Cup next year for MMT, but yeah. So obviously things are going good now for here and for us at the Reds and for Australia. So
yeah, we're going to keep you in rugby. That's what we're going to do. But yeah, Fui Moimoi, man, he was awesome to watch. Absolutely, hard running ball carrier. So just on another matter, what do you think of the French Bernard Laporte trying to mess up the rugby championship? They're looking at stealing the Springboks to the Eight Nations. So they're talking about taking the Springboks out of the rugby championship this later in the year and trying to include them in the Northern Hemisphere competition in the Eight Nations with the Six Nations squad and Fiji. I mean, how would you feel about that, him not having the Springboks in the rugby championship?
Well, I actually haven't heard about that, but like, I mean, if they took the Springboks and it'll end up just us in the All Blacks, and which is fine, but like, the Springboks, they did really well last year in the World Cup, and I think if you want to be the best, you got to play the best, which is obviously the All Blacks and the Springboks and stuff. So the more games, the more better teams, the better you get. So I think it'll be good for us if we keep the Springboks, and just so it helps us and help the fans and keep the game alive. And I think if it's just us in the All Blacks, and I don't know, the fans would want to see something different. I don't know. I just think it's good when we play Springboks and All Blacks and other teams, not just us in the All Blacks.
Yeah, 100%. You're absolutely right in terms of, we want to play the Springboks. They're the world champions, and like you said, you want to play against the best. So you can measure yourself against that, and certainly that's what the fans want to see. So hopefully, the Springboks do stay with us. And just to finish, Nella, I know that you've toured the Northern Hemisphere. I assume you spent time in France. Question, have you ever eaten snails?
I don't think so. I've been France or wherever you can eat that stuff, but actually maybe I have, but I actually don't know. At times I just eat food because for the sake of it, but I'm not sure, man. I wouldn't be surprised if I had some.
Maybe
Already.
you thought it was an oyster. Yeah, again, bro, thank you very much for your time.
No.
We'll certainly be following your career with a lot of interest and all the best, for the rest of the Red season and, with the Wallabies stuff coming up. Thanks, Nella, for your time. All the best for the upcoming games, with the Reds, and all the best for your selection for the Wallabies and the Rugby Championship later this year. Hey, thanks for watching The Ruck. It's Rico Gear. Don't forget to like and subscribe at 11 Sports. We'll see you next time.